Well,
Yeah,
good day.
I did. I had a brilliant day, and then
It's
What was it?
Eastbourne. It's.
Ah,
oh,
I was going to say Colin Deck, The Bachelors, but we all know it's just me. But that's lovely. How are we all doing? Are we all lovely?
very
Yes,
good, thank
thank
you.
yes,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. So now, shall we get the show on the road?
Hand will guide my throne and rod, and I'll never walk alone. No, I'll never walk alone. While I walk with
Now, did you all notice when I walk with, and then when I put God up, then Deck came up. Deck
Yeah.
is God. Listen, let's pick somebody. I'm going to pick somebody. Chris, are you going to
Hi,
do the
good
mute
afternoon.
all? You're going to do
Hello,
mute
Deck.
all, the magic mute all, and then everybody will be stopped from speaking except me. And that is the protocol. If you want to speak, just put your hand up. I will notice, and then you'll be live.
It was the first time I've been on deck.
Oh,
And so hello to everybody. And it's a pleasure to see everybody. And I had some time today and thought I must join you.
lovely. That's very nice
And
of you.
Dick,
Well-
can I just say that obviously I'm not Cassandra Rollitt May. I'm Julian May. I'm having to
Oh,
use my wife's
Julian.
computer.
Julian. Okay, that's lovely. That's lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So what's on the show? I'm going to do the feature, How is Your Month? And this month I've done a little video which is going to show you everything I've done this month, which has been a strange one for me. And then we're going to do the first song that we ever recorded, Charmaine, with my dear brother Con. And we're going to do the old video diaries, which I know are very popular. And that's going to be the end of the skiing that I did in February 2017. And then a nice little bit from Con as well. And then a new idea, tech tip, give you an idea and spread the word of how some of the little tricks that Con and I got up to through the years that made us so successful. And they are little technical tips, and they'll help you. I know they will. And then the last song that we ever recorded together, The Small Towns of Ireland. I love this, and I'll tell you the story when we come to it, yeah? And then we got the birthdays. So Lynn, our birthday girl, I hope you know whose birthdays are coming up, are they? I've got my able help. Oh, you've got birthdays. So there are birthdays. So my able helper will be getting ready now, I think. And then we've got a beautiful version of Angels, which Con and I recorded. And then we're going to say goodbye with possibly, I think, the biggest song we've ever recorded in our life. I listened to it last night when I was putting this together, and I couldn't believe the size, the sheer size of it. It's absolutely monstrous. So my month is quite amazing. I can do no better, actually, than just show you what I got, because my life, as you can imagine, is completely different. It's just a different world completely from me. I must say, I'm not doing too well, I'd have to say. I'm not doing too well, but I keep a sunny smile on my face if I can, especially for you. So just have a look at what I got up to last month.
I was amazed when I went to Con's for his funeral, stayed at his house. All the photographs he had of the Tusky family all over the place. And look at this. There's my father on the bottom right-hand side. There's my brother, who died at the age of 19, Aidan, top right-hand side. Then he had photographs of Brenda, there on the right-hand side, and of course the lovely Kay, his wife, the love of his life. And this is where he did all the Zoom shows from. You'll recognize the backdrop in a minute, but that's his view, and all the lighting and all that, obviously blasting him. That's the green screen that he used. Mind you, he had another room with a full green screen in it, but that is for putting up pictures in the background and all that sort of thing. That's where he recorded all the songs. Unbelievably, an amazing setup. I gave him the microphone, and I organised for the pop shield and the vocal enhancer behind it. And Philip actually built that vocal booth. The flowers were beautiful, of course. And I'm not going to tell you how much that brother one cost. Wow. I brought it home, actually, after the funeral. The guys let me have it, the funeral directors, and I put it in my garden, and I look out my bedroom window every morning, and that's the view I see. Now this is quite amazing. This is Victoria. I've just done the garden, and Oliver's here, and here is the most beautiful food. I don't eat steak very often, but just have a look at this. Now come on, look at that steak.
Now eat it, otherwise it's going to get cold.
There's Oliver. There's Victoria. And we've got to eat, but isn't that quite amazing? It is amazing. Look at Sooty. As only a cat can, looking on in amazement at what the men and the women are doing. Now, you know, I always say, it's the greatest ever. This is the greatest ever. Shall I show you what we're having? We're in Hastings, just been to see Sandy in hospital. That's another story. And Oliver's dragged me to this wonderful place he's found in Hastings. You must go. It's called White's, and it's in the lanes in Hastings. But just have a look at what we've got. Of course, it's a fish, seafood restaurant. Look at that for mussels. And they're locally caught mussels, by the way, locally caught. And for a start, I'm having a half a dozen oysters. You just have to, they're just gorgeous. They look all mussels over there. Lovely fries. And there's
Thank you. And can we have some ketchup as well, please? Thank you.
Isn't this all to die for? Of course, it's a fish, seafood restaurant. Look at that for mussels. And they're locally caught mussels, by the way, locally caught. And for a start, I'm having a half a dozen oysters. You just have to, they're just gorgeous. They look all mussels over there. Lovely fries. And there's
Thank you. And can we have some ketchup as well, please? Thank you.
Isn't this all to die for? There's nothing like going out with your family and eating. I suppose it's been around for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, families eating together. But that's lovely. Look at Isabel and Emma, my son and myself. Oh, what a langoustine that was. Look at the size of them. Beautiful. And there's son and father eating oysters together. Lovely. And there's the whole family. Oh, where's Zach? Zach's not in the picture. I have to be very honest with you. I've been wondering what I'm going to do with the rest of my life now that my recording is over. And guess what? Oh, Hollywood has come beckoning. And now Idris Elba's company has come beckoning. And I went up last Wednesday to Shepperton Studios, where they filmed the James Bond films and all that. And lo and behold, I was doing sound, recording a fantastic interview. And they wrote to me afterwards and said it was the greatest sound they've ever heard. So, Shepperton, Netflix, James Bond, here I come. So where were we up to? We, yes, that amazing affair at Pinewood Studio. Imagine that at this stage of my life, being picked up by Hollywood as a sensational sound man. But I've always been a sensational sound man. I produced all the records, but there we go. So what are we up to now?
So that was my month. And the next thing I want to show you, and for anybody, I hope everybody knows, by the way, that my brother Con sadly passed away. I think it was about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago now. And I'm sort of doing well, but not too well. I'm a big liar. That's what I am. I'm a big liar. May I tell you a quick story of this song? This is about 1961, long time ago now. We were up in Arbroath in Scotland doing a summer season. And Philip Solomon, our manager at the time, got the famous Dick Rowe to come up and see us. That's a little bit off there, that's better. Dick Rowe to come up and see us. And we made it a complete mess of the audition for him. But the next morning, he slipped into the theatre when we were rehearsing. And he asked us to go down to London. And the guy, Patrick O'Hagan, who was the star of the show in Arbroath, he said to us, a bit of advice, lads, don't eat before the session. Now, he didn't say don't eat as in for a day, 2 days, 3 days. So we went all the way down in the sleeper train, all the way down up to West Hampstead Studios, Decca Studios, and we went in and we were dreadful. We really were dreadful, singing Charmaine. And the guy who was looking after us, Ivor Raymond, said, my goodness me, you look tired and you look worn out, fellas. When's the last time you ate? And I said, you're not going to catch us with that one. We know not to eat before a session. He said, what idiot told you that? So he brought us next door for a slap-up breakfast, and then we went in and we made a manful job of it, but we didn't get the audition. And eventually, Shel Tommy and Mike Stone came over from America looking for a country and western group, as they called them in those days. And said to Con said the famous line, I can be anything you want me to be. And we recorded Charmaine with them, those two fellas. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we came up with.
Waiting just for you, Charmaine. I wonder why you keep me waiting. Charmaine, my Charmaine, my Charmaine, my Charmaine. I wonder when bluebirds are made. Will you come back again? And I wonder if I keep on praying. Will our dreams be the same? Be the same. I wonder if ever cries in vain.
Now, Lynn has reminded me, could we please see some applause for my brother and for me? Yay! Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Everybody's going mental. That's terrific. Thank you very, very, very much. That's lovely. John, I'm looking at you, John Leyland. Tell us about Charmaine. Your take on it.
Well, it was the first one, or the first one released. One of 4 that you recorded on one day in October 1962. I heard it, as you well know, from the eulogy at Con's funeral. I got hooked on the music because of that song, and I've been throwing my disposable income away on your music ever since. So, well, not throwing away, but I was the conversation you and I had earlier in the week, I was very surprised to hear you recorded it in French, because I've never seen hide nor hair of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the German version, but I never knew. So now I've got to go off on this quest all over the bloody world now to try and find the French version of Charmaine. So. And
John, we won't tell the story of what happened to me in that restaurant, which gave me a big shock.
No.
I'll keep that for the book.
But that's showbiz, and I guess you've got to expect that sort of thing, really.
Exactly. Thank you very much, John.
You're welcome.
Well, we all love the video diaries, because we've been, like Queen, we've been very keen right through the years of videos. Con did some amazing videos all through the years, and I continued it on with just a little camera. There you are, Chris. Yes, I kept a good log of everything we did, and they're great to look back on, and I know people love them. So let's look back now at 2017, the end of 2017. I was just finishing up on a fantastic skiing holiday, and there's a nice little bit of con as well. Nice little bit of con at the end.
I haven't fallen once yet, not once. I've been bashed into, and then I leaned on a pole, which was a plastic pole and a bendy pole, and I didn't know, and I just fell over. But skiing, haven't fallen down once. That's a record.
So, having taken a tumble myself from trying to film myself while skiing, holding my hat, holding this camera, holding another camera, I left it up the hill. I dropped the camera and left it up the hill, up here. So we're going to return it to its owner.
You found it.
It's all safe. It's tested, working.
That's luck. That is absolute luck. I can't believe it. But you had the most wonderful fall.
It was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah. So the moral of the story is to stop showing off, trying to film yourself while holding your helmet, the other camera, and whistling and showing off. Don't tell Zach that I was showing off and fell over. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ski down here onto that ridge, and I'm going to film Grandad. Okay?
Yeah, okay. How about Chamonix?
Chamonix, lovely. Look at that. Look at that. And Mont Blanc up there. Beautiful. Look at it. Right, so I'm going to go down here. Okay, here we go. Here's Grandad on his way. Very smooth, very smooth, lovely and smooth.
Hello. That's like a very elegant pro.
Unlike your son.
Imagine climbing up there.
Yeah.
There's a guy
Down there.
climbing
Yeah, I
right
saw.
down there.
Oh, yeah.
Can we see him?
The guy in the green.
Oh, did you look?
In the summer, it's a big hiking place, isn't it?
Good Lord. Hiking.
Big climbing.
Now that's Mont Blanc up there. Look, turn round.
No, it's not.
It's
there.
behind
you.
That's Mont. No.
It's behind
Nobody's gonna know.
They would if they know what Mont Blanc looked like.
Oh, I see. Mont Blanc. And Jose Marino has just walked by. Flaming Grand Marnier on our last night here at Chamonix. Lovely pancake. More wine for Dec. That's lovely. More wine for Oliver. Emma's having a lovely time. Sandy is having flaming Grand Marnier. Zach is on an iPhone with chocolate waffles, and I'm having a lovely time. So here we are at Geneva Airport, right beside the World Trade Center, and this is a restaurant run by a world-class chef who name escapes me at the moment, but it's on the menu. He's given Sandy an amazing dish. Now it's a salmon burger. The burger is black bread, and it's made black by the cuttlefish ink. Black ink, which the cuttlefish and octopus give out. But that is amazing.
Wasabi sauce.
And a wasabi sauce, yeah. And the strange thing is, they said with chips, but the chips are actually like Chinese crisps, which is amazing. Mine is a risotto with octopus and prawns, and I'm here to tell you, the taste is to die for. So we're having a lovely time waiting for the airplane. Sandy told me the wrong time for the airplane. There we go.
When Dec orders a flight case, he doesn't do it by halves. He orders a huge big thing. Have a look at this. It arrived on a pallet in a huge big truck, and the truck driver couldn't get it up to my house, so we had to push it on a trolley up to here. Oh well. There you go. Now I have to unpack it. See you later. Bye. Oh dear.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's holds all the lighting at the back of our shows, which when we used to do shows, my goodness me. But the next thing we do now is a tech tip. This is a new idea. Somebody suggested I do this. We've had such success through the years, and surely there must be tricks and stuff that you did. And of course there is. Here's one of the things I always think about. People say to me, oh, don't take my picture. Some people have their Zoom cameras off. Oh, no, I take a very bad picture. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no. Oh, please, no pictures, please. Can never understand that, because really to have good pictures and be able to be the subject of good pictures will actually make you a lot of money in your career. And it's great for the grandchildren to see the great pictures of you. And it's very, very easy to have a good picture taken. For instance, just quickly, do you know, hands up all the people who know which is your best side. Now I'll put this onto gallery view. Hold on a second, onto gallery view. Now I want everybody to put up the hand who knows which is their good side. As usual, nobody. Well, I can tell you very easy, because that's my good side. Okay, I know that. But most Americans, funny enough, and Margaret will know this, and various people like that, in the States, they actually teach you at school. And it's great to know which side photographs are best. How are your teeth for photographs? Yeah? How's your hair? As I always say, you spend 60 quid, 80 quid, go to Vidal Sassoon or whoever you want to go, Tony and Guy, before you go to the interview for the job. 60 quid, and you could get the job for 60,000 a year. Easy stuff, this. Skin tone. Do we know about skin tone? That one, you know, to show you hydrated. Just pick the skin up, let it drop. Usually, if you're not hydrated well, John will know this, and Chris will know this, and John Hutchinson will know this, that it stays up in a triangle. Your fingernails for photographs, because a photographer are in the photograph, you could be just like that, couldn't you? You could be doing anything. Or if you have a professional shoot, they could ask you to do anything with your hands and you just don't know. So make sure. And your eyes, Optrex, marvelous. Just put a few drops of Optrex in and your eyes sparkle. Makeup. Ladies always know everything about makeup, so I don't have to say anything, but the men. And the magic thing about makeup is to know that it's not to make you look like you've been on a fantastic holiday in the sun. No, that's not the idea at all. It's purely to reflect the lights. I've got makeup on now, very little actually, but it's if I didn't, I would look like a ghost. And that's the reason I wear makeup, and everybody in the business, in the show business, know about lighting. You know, here's a golden rule, and I won't go into it further. I might go into it in the future, but as regards lighting, if you're doing Zoom or taking photographs or anything like that, John Layla will know this because he's a great photographer, is you must have as much lighting behind as you have in front. I've got two massive lights behind there, one on each side, lighting the green screen behind me, and two nice lights in front. Know about soft focus, at least enough to talk to the person who's taking the photograph. That's where you used to have to do it manually on the old-fashioned cameras, but you put it just ever so slightly out of focus and it made you look very glamorous. And get to know the iPhone tricks. Ask your son, daughter, ask your grandson, granddaughter, show you the iPhone tricks because they are amazing. And get yourself, if you're in any business, I mean, for goodness sake, even if you're retired, because they could see a photograph and they could want you for the next James Bond film to be an extra. But get yourself some professional photographs. You could spend 100 quid, professional photograph, and they're with you for 4-10 years to come. And they honestly, as I said before, you could spend 100 quid on professional photographs and you could end up getting 100,000 next year. But I'll finish with this: beware of photographic scams because they're all over the place. So I hope you picked it. Did you like that, Chris there? Was that interesting?
That was very, very interesting, actually. Yes, I never take too much notice when somebody's wanted to take my photograph, and I never realised about one side perhaps is better than the other. But yeah, I'll give that some thought down the line.
Yeah, Con and I, we were always recording, as you know. And he recorded, as you saw in the little video at the start, where he recorded and got great vocal sound. And he sent it to me, and it was dreadful. Small towns of Ireland. And we couldn't figure it out at all. And I was trying to say, my goodness me. And it turned out at the end, he rang me late at night and he said, Dec, I figured it out. I had the wrong microphone switched on. He was singing away into that lovely microphone in the booth, and it was the camera on his desk, the camera microphone on the desk that was picking up the sound. So it was miles away and echoey and horrible. So anyway, he rang me the next day and he said, Dec, I can't do it. I'm coughing too much. I feel dreadful. I'm coughing. And of course, 4 days later, he was dead. But I managed, he sent me the stuff, with the echoey old stuff. So what I managed to do, it's very technical, there were 6 tracks of it, and blend it all together and put them in the background of when I sing. Because Con said to me, you do it, Dec, you'll do it fine. And I did. And here is the finished product. And see, can you spot where Con is singing? There's some clues, but here we go.
This tale is a great one, this tale is a grand one. It tells of the times, tribulations of old. And here we are now, with a good life around us, forgetting of those years
years and the decades are cold. These times they beguile us, these times they amuse us. We feel hate's forgotten, atrocities gone. Then bang, there's a war on, the men are soon gone. And the small towns of Ireland still safe, I'm not sure. The small towns of Ireland by bards are neglected. They stand there all lonesome on hilltop and plain. The Protestant glebe house by beech trees protected sits close to the gates of his lordship's domain. But where is his lordship, who once in a phaeton drove out twixt his lodges and into the town? Oh, his tragic misfortunes I will not dilate on. His mansions are ruined, his woods are cut down. His impoverished descendant is dwelling in Ealing. His daughters must type for their bread and their board, or the graves of his forebears the nettle is stealing. And few will remember the sad Irish lord, yet still stands the mall where his agent resided. The doctor, attorney, and such class of men. The elegant fanlights and windows provided a Dublin-like look for the town's upper end. 'Twas bravely they stood by the Protestant steeple, as over the town rose their roof trees afar. Let us slowly descend to the part where the people do mingle their ass carts by Finnegan's bar. I hear it once more, the soft sound of their voices, when fair days filling with farmers the square. And the heart in my bosom delights and rejoices to think of the dealing and drinking done there. This tale was a great one, this tale was a grand one. It told of the times, tribulations of old. Here we are now, with a good life around us. Forget not those years and the decades of cold. These times, they beguile us. These times, they amuse us. We feel hate's forgotten, atrocities gone. Then bang, there's a war on. The men, they're soon gone. Are the small towns of Ireland still safe? I'm not sure. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see some applause for that great man who has gone. That's terrific. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, just as a matter of interest, that song was actually an Irish doctor friend of mine said, you got to record this song. And it's what they call hedge poetry. Hedge poetry. Now, what they used to do in the old days was they used to write poems and stick them in hedges. And what used to happen was people would read them. And then it progressed to notice boards and church boards and all that sort of thing. And that was the way it was done. Now, John Betjeman, the poet laureate, he found that one in a hedge and he published it. And then I found I was given it by my doctor, and I wrote it next first verse and the last verse. So I wrote it all together, and it was lovely. And I'm glad you liked it. Now, Lynn, the birthdays. Where are you, Lynn?
We've got 2 birthdays this month, or had 2 birthdays. Joan Curley, she's here with her daughter Linda. She celebrated her 85th birthday on the 5th of June. And Stephen Evans had a birthday on the 9th of June.
Who was the first girl? Sorry?
Joan.
Joan
Curley, yes.
and Stephen. Oh, marvelous. So are we going to sing happy birthday? Wait now, hold on a second. I'll bring on the cake. Now this cake, I actually, when we were filming in Ireland, I went into a shop there and they made this cake especially. And they put it into a flight case so that it wasn't damaged. And here it is, straight out of the flight case, unwrapped, candles lit. Would you, can I please, thank you very much. Now, isn't that lovely? And this is for Joan and for Stephen. So we sing, happy birthday to you, Joan and Stephen. Happy birthday to you, Joan and Stephen. Happy birthday, dear Joan and Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Now, who's going to blow this out? Is Stephen there? Is Stephen there, Lynn?
Can you hear me?
Oh, look at that. Is that Joan? Is that Joan?
Come on, we're both here.
Now, Joan, everybody else keep quiet, but just Joan, if Joan would go 1, 2, 3 and then blow, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll do the rest, but make sure nobody else makes a sound. So here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Now, wasn't that amazing? Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that was fun. Joan, you did a wonderful job there. I tell you what, Joan, you could do that professionally. That was lovely. And Stephen as well. You get into the birthday party again. So listen, we'll, yeah, that was Small Towns of Ireland. I really enjoyed that. But I enjoyed this track, doing this with Con, because a lot of people thought that Con actually did a much better job of this than Robbie Williams. I don't know. I used to always say on stage, he could be a Robbie Williams tribute. He could make more money than with the Bachelors. I don't know. Maybe he could. But have a look at this. This is rather wonderful.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old? 'Cause I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. And when I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down a one-way street, I look above and I know I'll always be blessed with love. And as the feeling grows, she breathes flesh to my bones. And when love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. And when I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead. Whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. And when I come to call, she won't forsake me. I'm loving angels instead.
And I think what has to be learned from that is that that man was 86 years of age. 86 years of age. 86 years of age. Just I'm just astonished. I'm astonished. And look at that applause. Look at that applause. Everybody's got. Chris isn't. Oh, he is now. He is now. See, I can see everybody. Marjorie, tell us, what did you think of that, Marjorie, Tim?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
It was superb.
Ah, good.
I miss Con. You know, it's just so blank, but I love all you guys. So we'll carry on, hey?
Yeah. I think the lovely thing about Con was the fact that you can see it in those recordings. He adored doing all that video stuff. I know it's all up to date and everything, all the multi vocals and the multi this and multi that. It's all very much 2022. But for an 86-year-old man, he embraced the whole thing. And to sing like that at 86 years of age and to do all the multi harmonies, he did everything I asked him to do. He did with no question. A great lesson in life. The old thing of when you're a kid, do what you're told. I mean, I didn't tell him. Obviously, I didn't. I just encouraged him. But it was like as if I could tell him to do anything and he would do it. And he would stay there in the studio until he got it perfect. And there. And by the way, he had the best guitar player in the world with him. But you must have noticed that. Lynn, what did you think of that Angels?
The best parts of your show is I loved hearing him singing it. Really wonderful, very heartfelt.
That's lovely, isn't it? Well, the next and the final song that I want to play this time is a great song. And when we recorded it originally, I was the co-producer on all our hits and all that. Never got a credit, by the way. That's a lesson to learn, isn't it, in life? Always ask for the credit, insist on the credit, and I never did. Well, the one song, it was Con's favorite song. My mother always got him to sing it. at every party he went to. And it really got Con into that big voice thing, the big Mario Lanza stuff. And I dreamed up this idea of to do it in a modern way. Now, this is probably about, John will know better than me, John Leyland, probably about 1970, 68, 60, 70. And we went in the studio and it needed a great bass player. And the guy we had, a lovely man with a pipe, John something or other. And he was just an old-fashioned bass player and he couldn't do it. And we just done a session, Marie, with John Paul Jones with Led Zeppelin. And I thought, my God, if John Paul Jones is playing bass on this session, he'll nail it completely. But it was a disaster. And I hated it because, and it's a terrible word to use, hate. You should never use the word hate. But anyway, I didn't like it at all. And I never liked it. And then I heard when Con's wife, Kay, died, they played it. I couldn't believe it. They played it at the funeral. And I thought to myself, you know, that's a great song. We should do that. And probably a year ago, I did. And we never had a song to finish the act with. We always left people wanting more because there was nothing we could do could beat what we'd already done. And I did this arrangement. And I said to Con, this is going to be the biggest, mightiest arrangement ever, and we're going to finish the show with this. And the first time we did it, it was dynamite on stage. Lynn will probably remember us doing it because he was at nearly every show. But this is that song, and here is that man singing it, and it's a great song, and it's called simply "I'll Walk with God."
I'll walk with God from this day on. His helping hand I'll lean upon. This is my prayer, my humble plea. May the Lord be ever with me. There is no death, though eyes go dim. There is no fear when I'm near to Him. I'll lean on Him forever, and He'll forsake me never, never. He will not fail me as long as my faith is strong. Whatever road I may walk along, I'll walk with God. I'll take His hand. I'll talk with God. He'll understand. I'll pray to Him each day, to Him, and He'll hear the words that I say. His hand will guide my throne and rod, and I'll never walk
Let's see what the applause is. Let's see what the applause is. Oh my goodness. No, throw money. Throw money. It's much better than applause. Julian, what did you think of that, Julian May?
How lovely to hear that. How lovely to be a part of the group and then hear that production of that song, because my family, brothers and sisters, grew up on the Bachelors, and it's unrecognizable, not unrecognizable, it's so recognizable, your vocal harmonies. That was, did you say that was the last song, Dec, that
No. That was actually the song that got Con singing those big religious things, because my mother used to always get him to sing at the parties.
But fantastic. Thank you very much.
A pleasure, Julian. Oh, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all those who like The Bachelors, and I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed today, because it's the first one of these I've ever done on my own. It was an absolute pleasure to everybody. If I missed out anybody, Marjorie, Lynn, Julian, Linda Cooper, there's Marjorie waving to me, Joy. Let me get a few other names up here so that everybody feels they're part of what we're doing. And we've got Maureen, of course. We didn't say hello to Maureen. And we've got Kathy. And we've got Joy Henderson and Stephen Evans, of course, and Adrienne Ross, Margaret Taylor. We've got Catherine Coates. We've got loads of people. Linda Wood from Glasgow, Chris Byrne. And we've got somebody called iPad as well. That's a good name, isn't it? And Janet. Oh, Janet's there. Janet,
Hello,
my
Dad.
friend.
How
Oh my
are you?
goodness me! All the
You
way
did an
from.
excellent show today.
That was and Janet.
Thank you.
Can you put your camera on at all?
Oh, little tech issue today, but thanks, Dec, for
Okay,
everything. You did excellent today.
And Janet is talking to us from Thunder Bay in Canada. Now, there we are. God knows what time it is there, and God knows what temperature it is. It's probably freezing, Janet. But it was a lovely show, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The replay, as you know, will be, I hope to do the replay, the editing, and get it on with all the mistakes gone and all the glitches and everything else. But when you're running it, normally Graham Norton or somebody like that has about 16 technicians doing all this stuff. Me, I'm on my own sitting here in Eastbourne. Julian's laughing at that. Oh yeah. But yes, the replay will be tomorrow. And I keep asking people for requests, because I'm going to do some songs on my own. I know they won't sound the same as Con, but hey, I'll give it a go. And with all the multi-harmonies, why should I let all my skills just disappear and die? And a lot of people have suggested some of the great Roger Whittaker songs, and I've listened to them, and yes, they absolutely suit my voice. And the Carpenters as well, songs by the Carpenters. And also, why don't I write my own songs? I've written loads of songs. I wrote that Small Towns of Ireland, wrote half of that. So there we are. So if you've got any requests, please let me know. And here we go. The microphones will be open, as I always do. I just leave all the microphones open. You can have a good old chat there. You can even chat to Janet all the way over in Canada. And Marjorie is all the way over in Texas, I think, somewhere like Texas. But there we are. And thank you very, very much, everybody. And good night, and see you very, very soon.
And I never walk alone.